I'm going to change this flex pipe that goes from the down pipe off the turbo to the long pipe that goes under the cab. This flex pipe in between here is broken, and this is the beginning of spring weather. We're literally still in winter. We're halfway through March, and but we're having a few warm days right now. And so I got a extra clamp on here that I put on as a band-aid right before winter, or right as winter was starting. This pipe broke right here behind. This is the main. This is the band clamp that goes on here. But the pipe broke behind that, so I put another band clamp on. The pipe was not broke completely off. I put another band clamp on that. It quieted it down, slowed down the smoke that was coming out of it, and it bought me 3 or 4 months of extra time. And so now we're getting out of winter. I can fix this. I got another pipe, and if you look back there, there's another line about 4 inches from the end of that flex pipe. I don't know if we can see it on camera or not, but there's another dark line back there, and that's an indication of another separation in this flex pipe. Now you see a U-clamp. I'm pointing at the bottom bolt on the U-clamp that goes up over the top. Well, that goes on, let me see if we can get in here. That goes on a bracket that that mounts on the frame. There's that's what that clamp goes on. So that is part of the system here. I've got to get that off. Those nuts look like they're pretty good. The worst thing about this job is the fuel tank is right there. I cannot get underneath this and work on it from underneath. I have to do it all from right here where I am. Now, this gap right here, where I'm sticking my fingers, I might be able to stick some wrenches in there and get to these bolts on the band clamp back here. I'm going to try. I think that's how I put them on last time. These pipes don't last very long anymore. They're not like original equipment. They don't last. I get about 2 years out of them, and I got to replace them. So that's what's up on this job. Not a lot of room to work, and I cannot actually record what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I'll just have to turn the camera on and off at each step and tell you what I just did and what I'm getting ready to do. I just took some air hose and blew the loose stuff off, the loose flaky dirt and whatnot, and still got the original band clamp right here that has to come off. This one, of course, is already broken off, and I'm going to put some spray on those threads on that bottom of that U-clamp and see if we can get that off. And I'm going to get some spray up there on those bolts for that band clamp in the back, and then like I said, I'm going to run an extension up through this crack here and try to get on those bolts and get them out. I'm getting this one off. It's already broke loose and coming. I'm trying to get the nuts off the bottom of that U-bolt clamp, and I'm really having an issue. I might be able to get to one of them with this long extension and a wobble extension on the end. That's a wobble extension. It's you know, shaped like that, and it gives you room to play around a little bit with a socket. And if that doesn't work, then I'll go ahead and put this swivel adapter on there and use that instead. I do have room to get this wobble extension on this one here. I can do that, but the other one I can't reach. The other one's too far away. I can't get on that one. Have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I might have to just burn it off with a torch. I don't know yet. So I got to put the camera down so I go on ahead and take this off anyway. Well, I got that one off, but the other one over there, I can't reach that. And I really don't like using a torch on top of a fuel tank, especially a dirty truck that's got all kinds of stuff on it that could catch fire. I got something else I'm going to try. I do have an inductive heater that I can plug it into the wall and heat that nut up red hot, and I might be able to get it off with a wrench if I get that nut hot enough. Let's see what happens. This is my induction heater. You can change, you take these screws right here out and pull this out, and you can put different, there's a selection of different shapes and sizes in here. And anyway, you put that in there, tighten these down. You plug this thing in and it runs, the fan runs on it, but the power is when you press this red button here, is when this thing heats up. Well, this thing doesn't heat up as much as the whatever it's around. It's the induction. It's the high frequency alternating current. It works kind of like a microwave in a way, similar to how a microwave oven works. Anyway, that'll heat that nut up red hot. I don't know if I can do it on camera or not, but I can try. I can try to do it on camera. Let's see what happens here. Look how quick that smoke's coming off of there. I don't know if it's red hot yet or not. So I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to go back to doing that, and then I'm going to use this little electric Milwaukee ratchet to try to get that nut off of there. Took it right off real quick. And I don't think I've been off camera more than a minute. That's good. Now it's too hot for me to touch, but I'm going to bang on it with a hammer and try to loosen that stuff up, see if it'll come off of there for me. I just took that fan clamp off, the original one from here, and I went around this pipe, banging on it with this side of this hammer, like so. Went all the way around as far as I could several times, spent about maybe a minute doing that, and then got it where I can, see, I can turn that with one hand a little bit, holding the camera with the other, so that was the purpose, was to get that loose off of that pipe. Break loose the rust that's under it. And yeah, we got that bolt, that U-bolt clamp raised up a little bit, but it's not off. I got to try to get it off of there. And then I got to knock that thing out from underneath it, that part of the lower part of the clamp. I can't raise that bolt up high enough to get it off of there, so I'm in here with a crowbar. I'm going to just push this bracket down like so. Push it down. I need two hands to do it though, and then get that clamp out of the way. Well, just because I don't have room to work in there, I'm in an awkward position. This thing is coming apart in several ways, but I need to cut it across here and get these off of there, and then I might be able to. I really don't want to take this down pipe off of up here. I might end up having to do that, but I'm going to try not to. Now these I can take off. I can cut these with a torch without cutting through this. But I can't really set the camera up very good to show you how to do that, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just go ahead and take this thing off. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this off. Okay, I took this clamp off, and this just pretty much, I just tapped it a little bit with my hand and it just fell right off. And then I stuck a flashlight inside the turbo here, and I grabbed a hold of that turbo fan in there, and I tried to move it from side to side, up and down, see if it had any play. It does not have any play, and that's what I was looking for, to make sure it's tight. So now I'm going to go ahead and take these pieces of that pipe off of this, and then get them off of there too. Now these things are very dangerous tools, and but that's what I had to use. In very tight, awkward position. It jumped, got away from me, and it bit me. But I think I might have enough of that pipe cut to get that off of there. I got that piece of pipe off of there. Okay, I had to put this down pipe back on. It's not tight, it's just in position. And I got about 13.5 inches between these two pipes. So I got to decide how much I want that flex pipe to go over each pipe. I'm going to say 2.5 inches, 13.5. Let's go with about 17 inches. I'll cut this one off. I got to change the wheel on that tool because I dropped it and it broke while it was running. $13.5, 17, 18. I guess I'll go for 18. I think we can get away with that. I'm going to be throwing the sparks at me, but I'm right-handed. It's the only way I can go with it. Alright, I'm going to clean these burrs out of here, and then can't do it with that. I'll use a file, a half round file, clean those out of there. Got a little bit of a spot here. I guess that got hot while I was cutting crossways across this where am I at here in the camera? I was cutting across this thing here. It kind of curled up on me, so I gotta squeeze that down some, because this has to go over the pipe and the clamp has to go over this, so that's got to be squeezed down flat. Okay, on the factory end where they cut it off, they put a little weld on there. I'm not going to do that. So this is my truck, but I got that squeezed down enough. We'll just put this end on the end towards closest to me, so that I can work that clamp over that. Time to put these clamps together. These new clamps are a different brand. They came with the pipe. I got that pipe on Amazon. Okay, I already put it together. I put this bar in here and then put the nuts on it. But the difference is the original, or I should say these Donaldsons that they sell at the dealer, that bar has an offset, and that offset's got to be fitting in here the right direction to fit, because one side's bigger than the other to go over that flex pipe. So you got to make sure that bar is facing the right direction when you put that in there. But with these new ones, the bar is the same on both sides, so it's not going to be as snug a fit, but it'll work. It's fine. I'm having too much trouble getting that clamp on there. I'm going to put a Donaldson clamp on there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's what it says right here above my thumb. Anyway, it's what they sell at the dealer, and it's a better fit. It's got the offset to match. Even the offsets in this bar inside here, see it there? Goes here and then up and then over, and it's got it all the way around, and just a better fit. And I'm struggling too much trying to get that one on. I cannot put it on with the bolts and nuts in it, and there's no room to put those in once it's back there. Well, I got this clamp on here. It's not tight, it's just snug on the end of this pipe, the big end onto this, and then the smaller end. And I gotta have these nuts or these bolts facing where I can get at them with a power wrench of some kind. So either it's going to be from under the tank down here on this side, which no, that's not going to happen. The tank's in the way. The only way we're going to get at them is through that same hole I went through to get the old one off. Put this in here so the clamp is in. Now we're going to wiggle the pipe until it goes on to the solid pipe back there. And there we go. Only problem is my bolts are not facing the right direction. Put it back off and rotate it a little bit. There we go. Now I'm not going to tighten that down until after I get this turbo pipe back on. Gotta get that turbo pipe back on here, and then I'm gonna be working right here, so I gotta move the camera. Gotta get these bolts down here where I can get at them with a power wrench. Got the big end of the clamp on the flex pipe, because this pipe goes inside the flex pipe. And it's in there. How far in there are we going to go? That kind of depends on what we're doing up here. So you guys wonder why I haven't done any videos in a long time. Well, it's been winter for a long time, and it took me a week, about a week and a half I think, to get this day off during warm weather to do this work. And it took my dispatcher that long to find somebody to cover my spot on my job, because that's the way it is. I can't just show up if I want to and don't show up if I don't. It's kind of a contract thing, so that they have with this company that we're delivering to, and so they had to find a replacement driver for me so I can take this truck home and do this stuff on it. So anyway, now I'm ready to tighten everything down. I don't see any point in doing that on camera. We'll fire it up and run it for a minute while put that on camera, I think. Okay, that'll be it for now then. When you tighten this clamp down here, you got to make sure that that flare on this pipe is well seated into this turbo, because this clamp will give you a fit, and it's got to be around all the way around both sides. It has to fit around this flare on both the pipe and the turbo. So, and then when you tighten these down, you just jump left bolt, right bolt, left bolt, right bolt, back and forth. And when you close up all your gaps going around a curve like this stainless steel will stretch and it'll tighten up around there. And then when you start to see these ribs showing through while it's stretching over this pipe here, that's normal. And that's what happened back here too. It's stretching over that. You see the ribs, but that's actually the clamp down there at the end. And that's stretched over this. So this should be ready to fire up. It should sound better. It's been a busy day. I had to change a torsion rod underneath the cab there, and another one back here on this axle back here to change that one. And I still have a number of other things on the list to do, but it's supposed to rain the next couple of days, so I don't know how much of it I'm going to get done. We're good. Thanks for watching.